Todos and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
The Outer World 2. Que hay que terminarlo, que
There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also engaging in deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics.
Quiero ver tareas de facción secundarias. Mira, recalibra las torres de los pararrayos. Esto, ¿dónde es? Huella. Aquí abajo.
Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really two outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, no outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp. If to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin?
A ver.
Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left?
La Valerie. La Valerie. Vamos a ver.
Left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced.
Ahora vamos a ir ahí. Que no hemos ido. A poner final a la huelga, tío. Vamos a ver.
To estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty.
De facción.
No, not a travesty. Tragedy. A horror. A horror the archive will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal. To the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies.
Nivel 22, bien. Bien, porque me voy a subir, no sé el que me voy a...
Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
Carga rápida. ¿Pero qué es la energía? Es lo que... Vale, voy a hacer lo que...
That was dedicated to all the innovative minds in the Department of Applied Scientism from their admiring cohort in the Department of Research and Inquiry.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by...
Validación. Mayorista. Atención. buscando, no sé qué ponerme, son tantos. Pero cuando ponen este tipo de habilidades, ¿sabes? Te aumenta la resistencia al daño y la salud máxima. Pero los enemigos van a por ti. Es de a por ti. A ver si podemos dejar de bostezar ya, ¿eh?
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer up in her own. Welcome, fellow disgruntled worker. Can't say I recognize you. You come from a different plant to support our cause? That spiteful little cur. She's up in her office. Honestly, we just want to eat, sleep, and relieve ourselves on a reasonable schedule. But the damn overseer! I ain't sure how you're gonna get in. This door is That's right, folks! Keep the chanting going! I can see the overseer up in her office. And we're definitely making her
Me meto aquí
miserable!
y voy a cerrar y me voy a bajar. Y da mala imagen jugar con la voz que... Ahora sí. Metemos un guardado por aquí. Y
Colleagues,
nos
we
venimos por
are
aquí.
living in astounding yet
Saltamos ahí.
the rift intensification event. It is no great leap to
mira.
hypothesize the
De
rift's
saltar hace falta.
extinction level threat. How
And
fascinating.
clandestine
And
infiltration.
worth noting how our Arcadian cohabitators view this energetic
Y
phenomenon.
gente.
The incursive bit brokers in Anti's choice perceive the rifts as an exploitable resource. Once someone
esto
figures
que-
out how to stabilize it, no great constitutes that someone is us. Meanwhile, those chronic overthinkers in the Protectorate
Mierda
are
más.
taking their textbook propagandized approach, outwardly heralding the rifts as a portent of their vaunted paradigm, while no doubt inwardly seeking their own means to mitigate their peril. This is not idle speculation. The Protectorate is
Esto no
operating
parte.
their own
Esto no
laboratory
Quítame esta
dedicated
mierda
to
de
rift
armadura.
research. The
La que yo tenía.
Interstitial
Porfa.
Reconfiguration Center
Era.
on
A ver cuál
Praetor.
era.
We remain skeptical of the Protectorate's research,
Un guardado.
given their lack
un
of
guardado.
any staff academically
¿Qué pasa con
lettered
esto?
and duly accredited in the fields of scientism. In fact, it is likely the rift threat would never have escalated if the Protectorate had simply included us in their research from the outset. And yet we
Bueno.
should not dismiss their clumsy
Vámonos.
attempts at right.
Epa.
Even a stopped chronometer is accurate twice in a
Vamos.
daily cycle. Perhaps their efforts were not fraught with error. In the interim, we may reliably rely on these airwaves
Esto
to
es mío.
deliver
Vale.
relevant and
Esto es mío.
well-sourced information about
¿te
the
crees que
rift
no?
situation.
That is
que no,
all for
pero sí.
now. Until
Pero sí,
next
pero sí,
time,
¿sabes?
keep hail and
Pero ahora
mind
no.
your calculations. Unlike
Ahora sí.
parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
Aquí ya. Mío.
And
Luego
now,
tiene chatarra.
additional data
Un cromo
and/or
puede ser.
music determined to
Epa. Y te
facilitate
vi.
cognition.
Más
This
uno de daño.
popular number has been conclusively
Bien.
proven to promote cognitive
Poco a poco.
function.
Aquí que hay. Pum, pum.
Function F to the N equaling our starting zen. Function
Esto no me
F
pasa.
and minus
Material para chantajear a las otras.
Hypothesizing. The labor supervisor's missive may not alleviate worker disgruntlement.
knows just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci.
¿Qué tal? Vamos a hablar tú y yo largo y tendido. Sin armas, sin marioneta. Lo primero. Todos los juegos, sí, sí. ¿Vale? ¿Te da igual? No, no le da igual. No le da igual. No le va a dar igual. No le va a dar igual, ¿Ves? ¿Ves que no? ¿Ves que no? Me cago en... Sabía yo que no le iba a dar igual.
gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares to perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely proceeding numbers give us randomness wonders, define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci.
Ahora sí. Que hay que calentar las manitas.
Welcome to Auntie's Fine
Calentar las
Product
manitas.
Revitalization Center, where we create I assume you are... It was about damn time you got here. This labor stoppage has put us almost a full week behind schedule, and is making me look quite the fool.
144, and so on, and so forth.
Some ne'er-do-wells have incited our workers to halt all work. They've taken to making demands and carrying on about... It should go without saying that such flights of fantasy have no place inside Auntie's Choice. And if we were still in Tau Ceti, they would face grave consequences. Nevertheless, here, we must focus on getting these ingrates back to work and remind them that they're damn lucky to have Auntie's Choice to dedicate their lives to.
Fibonacci from Liber Abaci.
Absolutely. These lugs have been positively exalted in the good fortune of rising to their limited station with why? Can you imagine suffering under the yoke of a sovereign's rule? Or floundering at the ridiculous direction of those claiming... No. Only within Auntie's Choice can these drudges achieve genuine prominence. If they exhibit excessive dedication, they may even earn some modicum of the success. You're asking me? That clearly is your... And when I say I, it is critical that you understand that as director of this facility, I should effectively be treated as though I were an executive. Is that clear? Well, there's no call for rudeness. It's unnecessary, unprofessional, and distracts us from the important business that I have the direct... This plant relabels dated items with new Auntie's Choice trademarks and slogans. So, the workers may be unhappy, but they must realize their comfort is a distance. My workers are striking people now? How very alarming. We must They've appointed some kind of leader, and he's the one you have to talk to. His name is, Dummy? No, that's not right. Dunce? Dummer. Dumbly? I believe he has demands, but I can't be bothered to remember what they were. They alter the generous terms Auntie offered. You will find him up on the landing pad with some of his minions. Go help him understand the situation so everyone can get back to work. That clear? Yes, well, I'm sure you'll manage. Auntie, best of luck to you. Remember that your actions do us.
Pero deja de robar. Delante no.
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going.
Class consciousness in action.
La forma de hacer.
Miserable.
Only work 12-hour days.
That you must profess. Irrationality is a
Okay.
part of our progress.
I ain't aiming to seem rude, but I got a lot to deal with right now. Unless this is mighty important, I'll respectfully ask to be left to my business.
Evokes a result, correct in the dividend.
Settle my complaints? How exactly you planning that?
And you can play the
Auntie's got to prioritize worker prosperity over productivity. What we've got now is, poor... Remind me again?
An inhospitable occupational environment that ignores worker safety and health concerns.
Right, that. Right. Exactly. The conditions under which Auntie extracts our labor is, unacceptable.
They work 20-hour shifts, which require stims to endure that, and it is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties. No, I'm just a fellow underling suffering the corporate grind who saw the plight of these poor folk and needed to...
That's right. Leo has been an absolute wealth of what's what.
Under the yoke of oppressive...
Right, that. Our shifts need to be reduced to 12 hours a day. 4 hours of personal time ain't even enough to rest, much less get any actual living done. Second, if we gotta work those long hours, we want free Adrena time. Bad enough it's Finally, we want all-day bathroom access. Expecting us to fit our necessities into the same 4 hours is just mean. Plus, between us, most folk ain't, if you get my meaning.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically voracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus. Attention order acolytes, perfection now exists in sandwich form. Our scienticians have created the perfect BLT sandwich.
Yeah, well, of course you're gonna find it all ridiculous.
Macy's research for complete lunchtime fulfillment, it has arrived. You are welcome. From the Order of the Ascendant.
¿Por qué sale así? Ya sé que está ahí arriba.
People who hate numbers do not.
No more bottles on factory floor!
And now, use it to perform advanced calculations by.
Welcome back, Amelia. Did you make contact with workers? Do they understand that this stoppage is madness? Are they ready to return? So, what are these ingrate alley sprats willing to settle for? Golden privies and gilded sheets to be spoon-fed crunch whenever their tummies rumble? 8-hour work days? Free? Free? Nothing inside of Auntie's choices. Giving something away for free is akin to ignoring the cost of its creation, which is one small step from the system completely breaking down and plunging us all into anarchy. What in the void are you talking about? My greed is certainly doing no such thing. What? No, I would never. That's slander. And or libel. Well, fuck. That's quite the rub, isn't it? All right, what do you want? I don't know why you would waste leverage on them, but I suppose you've got your... Is there more they ask? 12 hour? Are they mad? I am, frankly, disappointed you would even bring me such a preposterous demand. You should have nipped this offensive arrogance in the bud. Well, I suppose that's true. It wouldn't take much to put enough pep in their proverbial step to make that would translate into more profit for the plant. Which means like, all right, you've convinced me. What, they want to relieve themselves on company time? I've never heard something so preposterous. What if they lounge? What if they take time to relax? What if they retreat to indulge their baser urges? Auntie would be paying for all manner of unprofitable shenanigans. Somewhere? Oh, that actually explains the odor in storage room 3. I never imagined they might be... What more do they want? Very good. Ha! I was going to say very good.
Epa, esto está abierto y esto está cerrado, ¿eh? Ah, los baños. Cadepo. Guardado. Record.
Hello again. Do you have news for us about the negotiations? That's as fine a place to start as any. What did that tyrant have to say for herself? Well, I can't begin to tell you what a relief that a most promising development. She willing to see reason?
This is Grand Plan Wireless.
Free? Really? Why, I'd surely have lost that bet. I figured, what's next? Excellent. What progress have you made? Well, that certainly is disappointing. But I suppose we'll manage. Well, you have done exceptionally well by us, my new friend.
Damn! I really felt like I was close to signing all of you. And I needed that recruitment bonus, but I'll get him next time. And he won't always have you working her ankles for her. And her usual agents don't...
Next time? Against you? What in law's name are you saying? It don't matter. All that matters is my working conditions have just improved. Now, if you'll...
Going back to work under anti-choice ain't exactly my idea of success, but at least I'll have better terms to labor under now.
Put us at odds. If only Dawn's cultists resorted to reasoned discourse rather than wanton bloodletting to promote their...
Trabajar todo el mundo. Venga.
Prioritize the
Vamos.
security of Newton, not just for the safety of its scienticians.
¿Dónde vas?
The workers have returned and production has resumed. Wonderful work, our disruption ameliorator. I have already informed the Home Office, and with it, put in an extra sprinkling of mild... You may tell the executives that dispatched you that you have done an adequate job.
Additional data
Vale,
and
vámonos.
music determined to facilitate
Pues ya en el
cognition.
mafia,
This
vámonos.
popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Ahí, entendido.
It means your proof is ended. Publication is recommended.
Toma de tierra.
Cordero demonstrandum. Hard to recall. Here's an easy acronym. QED. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
Ay, coño. ¿Cómo era esto para marcarlo? Y ahora. Vale, huelga solucionada. Ahora hay que volver para hablar con esta gente. Vamos para allá. Ir a la verdad absoluta. Somos 9 ya,
The only thing that's left is publicize. Elucidate and demonstrate. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
Dios, vaya chatarra para venderles, sí, la verdad que... La verdad que... Hay armas, ¿eh? Todavía para desbloquear. Le he dado. Y le he dado. Allá, vamos para allá. No, para aquí.
And consume with Auntie's choice.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very...
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Informed insight into the future, also
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report?
You're always relatable,
Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered, and it was an ideal first step in affecting my...
There you go again. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition.
Yes, suppose we should move on.
I'm the head of our proprietary insight acquisition division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. The Protectorate have a process called mental refresh. Auntie wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive plan says it's important. Actually, it's only 3. A few aspirational goals.
Which is to say, we'll make it more worth your while. I promise you'll never want for compensation. Well,
see you when it's done.
He had grown disillusioned with the order of scientific inquiry, which he felt had lost sight of the original vision. Perfection through tradition. The matriarch
You look befuddled. Or perhaps that's just your normal expression. Aren't you adorable? Next, you'll be asking me to name a top. What is anyone apart from the function they perform? To wit, I am my job. And I rather think such an... If price matters, there's the bottom runger. Dingy little watering hole on the esplanade. But you'll find the best choice in the upper portion of the promenade. Oh, answering that would come dangerously close to upward communication. Wouldn't want the Jew. Suffice to say...
Dicho que haga procesar datos de la fichera. Vaya, venga, vamos a hacer la principal.
Next up. Well, the seers among you already know.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses.
No más que te ponen estos dibujos cuando ya ha pasado. Porque vaya spoiler.
Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vanderspoel, and I am the senior
Es donde
tenured
nieva,
laureate
pero
of the
por un
Tertiary
tubo.
Adjunct School of Numismatics. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have
I think you ought to be careful, Commander. After what we saw in that lab on Cloister, I ain't keen on aligning with More importantly, it's becoming clear to me that folk don't actually want us here. Westport resisted as long as they could. There is another option. The Order. They're trying to do right by the refugees, after all, and seem reasonable when they ain't being strong-armed by extremists. You could consider them.
Let's call that set N2.
Transition of power will be smoother anyway, if this war's anything to go by. Listen, normally I'd take issue with one person playing Kingmaker. That is to say, you and especially the Earth Directorate. But time's too short, and there'll be enough time for that later. We should move on, unless you've got something for me.
Frequently asked, why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number. And then what good are prime?
Joder, con bostezar. Verás.
Prime numbers.
Verás con
Wait,
bostezar.
you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason, and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory storage for corruption.
Temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the order's fury.
But if you strive to become a humanistic researcher,
¿Me han pagado? No me han pagado. No me han pagado. No me han pagado por la huelga, No me han pagado.
Set N2 besides 2 a sum of 2 primes? It seems to be so. But no one has ever proven this conjecture.
No muere. No muere. No muere.
They differ by only 2 in their value. That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discover one of these truths and become
Was there
the next
ambiguity in my previous warning?
tenured laureate of the tertiary
Pero
adjunct
qué
school of
hostias
humanistics
quieres.
for the order of the ascendant.
A que le ataco y le dan por el culo.
And dare I
This is your
say,
last warning. If you attempt to gain entry
Que
with
conflictivo
potential
eres tú
troublemakers
y
in...
tu madre que te tuvo. Yo no.
Commander.
¿Qué quieres, tío?
It's gonna take time getting over what you did. Now, did you need something? Or...
Me la suda. Ya, ¿a qué te vas?
Go ahead. Tell me what ails you. If you...
Venga.
REENCUENTRO chips, shelf stable and intestinally safe. Tomorrow.
A tomar por el culo, tío. No deja entrar a nadie al...
The future of nourishment is
Agent, I have a message for you. On behalf of the Order of the Ascendant and her impermeable wisdom, the presiding bishop is presently indisposed, but I've been instructed to direct. She's working in Belvedere Hall's secondary courtyard. Enter the large building at the top of the... Oh, yes. The vicar did ask me to direct you to him. How positively forgetful of me. He should be waiting for you in Belvedere Hall's mayor...
Consistency in your work is wonderful.
Te sigo, te quedas aquí. Bueno.
Time to see if the rumors about this place are true.
A ver. Es grande.
Smart researchers patronize the scienticians. Surplus. Quality goods at algorithmically determined prices.
Pero ¿quién es este tío? Va a estar mirando todo el rato. Simplemente va a tocarme las pelotas, ¿no? Vale. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué ha sido eso? Creo que tú iría a ver, ¿eh? ¿Qué es eso? Uy, qué gracioso.
Welcome to the Scientician Surplus. I am the Scientician in question.
¿A qué vendes? Esto, tío, es de cangrejo. Cangresco. ¿Tiene derecho de autor? ¿Y cangrejo?
A number without end evokes a result, correcting that dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality, a positive externality.
Currently restricted. Keep moving. At this time, residents of the Botanic Gardens are not permitted beyond this point.
Accepted in this infinity, can it be?
Agent, over here.
Positive externality. One thing.
Ah, there you are. I was informed by Gertie you've agreed to help us reconvene negotiations. With your aid, and just think of all we can accomplish if our two sides reach. Remember, seek out ways to help both sides. In the meantime, I might recommend you work on honing your oratory skills. Our presiding...
Pringao. ¿Qué he hecho? Guárdalo antes de que me ponga a robar cosas.
A visitor. It's for the best that you're talking to me now instead of mid-work. I do seem to have a slight propensity for stabbing randomly, but I suppose that's enough time spinning in the statements column. Speak away. What are you... Beckett. Another prediction that he hasn't seen fit to notify me about. A more cynical exemplar might posit his doing. If you're here, I imagine you aim to petition the... You either already know that the Order is the sole institution capable of saving Arcadia, or you're particularly inclined to ingratiate your... The corporate invaders will suck Arcadia of its resources and cast it... Moreover, once we solve the universal equation, it will benefit all of humanity. You, me, everyone. No more suffering, no more doubt.
Ancillary expressions that would invalidate our original.
First, there is the matter of proving your aims align with ours. To that end, there are some elements that need erasing. A myriad of cultists have taken over the settlement of Newton, which is a nearby site. Once there was a bridge stretching from the settlement to the archive, but it was destroyed by a rift. Best keep your distance should you travel there.
Requires bijective isometry. Such a class of parametric mappings must be made by an
I'll withhold my appreciation until this task is...
Probably best to mention this to Asa before we smear blood all over Newton.
as soon as possible. Any more questions?
Yes, Vicar. Because research shows the listener attention falters after a series of 3 items, here's our third and final question. My Katie ran away. Where did she go?
She's done. Okay, great query and answer session, everyone. As your plain speaking, relatable Vicar, I'm always happy to fill your day with 2.5% more practical knowledge. If you're feeling anxious about what's next,
Venga la nave, vamos. Tac, tac.
become have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
And now a song from a composer
Dale,
predicted
Navi,
to have
tío.
3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Ya. Parece que me parió, macho. Sale marcada. No. Qué pesada eres,
Marisol's something, huh? She had everyone fooled, and then she turns around, exposes Svoboda for what she is, and reveals herself to be the end. She reminds me of the serial heroes I wanted to be just like when I was a kid. I'd tell her if I thought there's something inspiring about someone who knows exactly. Anyway, this is me saying I think she was a good get. Much better having her in our corner than staring down the barrel. She's probably already got bugs listening in on us, so we ought to just stop there. Trying real hard not to be insubordinate-like, Commander. We got enough to worry about as it is, and adding this much chaos to our little crew can't end well. You sure we ought to be helping her? I'll try to keep an open mind, Commander. But if she comes at me with a knife, I ain't good anyway. Appreciate you hearing. So, Arbiter Rao. I can sympathize with his plight to some extent. Dead mentor, apparently. But why do we have to be the ones to... Maybe I ought to spell this out. I'm his enemy, Commander, and he's mine. Letting him aboard is putting both of us in a bad spot. Yeah, but do the rest of us deserve... I ain't just saying this to be contrary, Commander. If he actually agrees to keep the peace, then anyway, appreciate you hearing me out. Got something that needs doing, Commander?
No hablo más, cállate.
Not to pry, Agent Ibarra, but you appear to be suffering more discomfort than usual at the moment.
Most folks can't suss it out.
Just an occupational habit, dear. I admit I'm accustomed to seeing the world through a lens of exploitable vulnerabilities. Meant no offense.
No offense taken, Marisol. Directorate trained me much the same. Ain't easy, is it? Always looking for
50 ahora.
places to pinch and twist.
True, dear. It's a valuable skill in nearly every field,
¿Dónde está, tío?
except perhaps light conversation. I do hope you're
¿Dónde está la mongola? ¿Dónde está el puerco? El puerco. ¿Dónde está? Mira.
There's anything worse than my former fellow protectorate subjects, it's corporate tilt, such as... Nothing of much worth to tell there. I'd rather hear your story at all cost. I like the sound of that. I hope you gutted those fools. Joining the glorious dawn freed me of such My world used to be devoid of color. Everything was gray. Now everything is vibrant, and I'm still not interested in discussing it.
It is no great leap to hypothesize the rifts present an extinction threat. How fascinating. And worth noting how our arcading cohabitation with this energetic phenomenon.
Una
The
misión.
incursive bit brokers
Aquí
in Anti's
acaba
choice
con los
perceive
estadios
the
de
rifts as an exploitable resource.
nosotros
Once
hacemos así.
someone figures
Pero en
out
vez de
how
ir
to
solo con
stabilize
él,
them,
se viene
no great
le
cognitive
damos a aceptar y nos vamos.
feat to deduce that someone is us.
Vamos a matar gente tuya, Yo te lo digo, para que lo sepas. 1300 metros. Los huevos.
As a portent of their vaunted paradigm, while no doubt
Aquí.
inwardly seeking their own.
Aquí. Voy a comentar. El retraso.
Means to mitigate their peril. This is not idle speculation. The Protectorate is operating their own laboratory dedicated to rift
Es por aquí,
research. The
por aquí.
Interstitial Reconfiguration Center on Praetor. We remain skeptical of the Protectorate's research, given their lack of any staff academically lettered and duly accredited. In fact, it is likely the rift threat would never have escalated if the Protectorate had simply included us in their research from the outset. And yet we should not dismiss their clumsy attempts outright. Even a stopped chronometer is accurate twice in a daily cycle. Perhaps their efforts were not fraught with error. In the interim, you may reliably rely on these airwaves to deliver relevant and well-sourced information.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Sí. Sí. Toma. No, toma. Ahora sí. Toma. 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 Cuidado. Se viene. Ay, qué problema es esto ahí. Bueno.
Of the grand plan.
Esta arma es desciende. Muy bueno. El arma. Guardado. El juego guarda de la poronga.
But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. Are there really 2 outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes.
That was epic. That was epic.
Accuracy. Known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go?
Ahora esto. Momento que recargue. Ahí. Y ahora. Push. Back. Back. Cambia de arma. Muere. Y muere. Muérate. ¿A dónde vas?
Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities.
Esto de la carne
and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations.
Otra pistola, me voy a echar a desmontar y vender.
No, not a travesty, a tragedy, a horror. A horror.
A horror.
Will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not
that rift modulator from Praetor that DeVries mentioned to proceed.
Inaccurate predictions which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you can say you contributed to the archive.
Was odd because it is the number 3 song this week. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Pero ya.
You ignorant fools! I'm almost sorry I have to kill you. Almost.
Y a ella se la pela. ¡Bum! Métele. Oh, cuidado. ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces?
Commander's almost dead.
Compresión. Ahí, fuera. Mira. Epa. Aquí. Haz. ¿Quién es? No. ¡Uy, va! Que te he flanqueado. Pero el de arriba va a morir, Métele. Vale.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Atento al granadazo. ¡Fo! Ahí va, en toda la boca. ¿Qué tal? Bombo y bombo y bombo. Mira, cabeza. Aguanta. Aguanto. Cago en su madre, me va a morir. No me matas, no me matas. No me matas. No me matas. ¿Por qué no me matas? No me matas. No me matas. No. No. Sí, espera. A mí, ahora.
And now, constructually compelling yet
Subimos
categorically
armas.
voracious statements regarding products researched and
armas.
designed to increase energy
Cofrecito.
efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Make your desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty.
A ver, que con tantas piernas no de los cuerpos.
Enjoy
Ahí.
our casts. Now try our expulsions.
Niño.
The order of the ascendant. In times of peril, remind yourself, contentment is found by accepting the grand plan. Understanding your place, knowing your course, removes all worry and doubt. Next down. Well, the seers among you already know.
Ahí está. A ver si llega esta hora. A ver si llega esta hora.
What are we standing around jawing for? There's mayhem and murdering to be done.
¡Uy, bo! Estaban tiesos, ¿eh? Estaban tiesos, tú. Guardado, guardado, guardado. Ya. Se le ha caído la cabeza por aquí. Tengo curiosidad.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for the present and future calculations. Students of the astronomical events require your immediate and undivided cognitive attention. The main rift anomaly has undergone a sudden destabilization event. Spike.
¿Por qué no tiene modo foto, tío? Una foto aquí, ¿vale? Irchi. Pero para allá. ¿Lo podéis mirar? A mí, miradme a mí. Me mires a mí. Míralo. Qué bien se ve, tío. Date la foto de tu puta madre. Botón. Vale. Volvamos. Andemos un poquito. Jardín de la Place. Al jardín de la Place. Pero ¿por qué sales si no quieres hablar?
What do you need, Commander?
¿Ves? No quieres hablar.
The scientician surplus. No more than what you need.
That's one way to become the center of attention.
Esta concretamente no. Casi eso. No te muevas, tú no te muevas. No te muevas de chico. 11, madre 11. Eso vamos a atajar. A ver si se vocalizan también. ¿Está? Cuidado. Cuidado, no le quieres llegar. Amigo. Amigo. Amigo.
You bring a cultist into... I hope this isn't a sign you've lost...
Well, then it seems today is your lucky day. Ladon and Newton have been dealt with. By us. Care to hear all the bloody particulars?
And enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve a...
Come on, Commander. You never let me talk about...
You saw a problem and followed your own methods to solve it. I can... If you removed Newton's unsightly blemish, I believe you may be trustworthy. I have reasoned something... One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft. I hope your zeal is proper. I cannot say how that might be accomplished. Collect the data from...
Yo voy. Habitators view this energetic phenomenon. The incursive bit brokers his choice
Reventada de piernas. No te agaches.
once someone figures out how to stabilize them. No great cognitive feat to deduce that someone is us. Meanwhile, those chronic underthinkers in the Protectorate are taking their textbook propagandized approach, outwardly heralding the rifts as a portent of their vaunted paradigm, while no doubt inwardly seeking their own means to mitigate their peril. This is not idle speculation. The Protectorate is operating their own laboratory dedicated to rift research, the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center on Praetor. We remain skeptical of the Protectorate's research, given their lack of any staff academically lettered and duly accredited in the fields of scientism. In fact, it is likely the rift threat would never have escalated if the Protectorate had simply included us in their research from the outset. And yet we should not dismiss their clumsy attempts outright. Even a stopped chronometer is accurate twice in a daily cycle. Perhaps their efforts were not fraught with error. In the interim, you may...
I'm cutting you off. Getting you off there, Charles. That's your third conviction today. People will start to worry.
About the rift situation.
Welcome to the CAF integration point. Will it be caffeine or convictions today? Strength?
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate.
Good choice. Here you are. I haven't spied you around before. New project appointment? Must be an adjustment, all things considered. I'd have run the mugs through the autoclave twice if I'd known the garden was receiving visitors now. All right, your turn. What questions have you got percolating in that mind of yours? Laplace's garden is a glimpse. Not at all. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have complete. Consider the garden proof of concept. Need a little more pep, huh? I can help you out with that. Just as you like it.
¡Que no robes! Paciencia.
Reliably rely on these airwaves to deliver relevant and well-sourced information about the rift situation.
In closing, a congruent word of advice. Invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
On a scale,
Hello, layperson.
lovely day for differential geometry.
Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Welcome to the CAF integration point. Will it convict? Interested? Before I can administer your conviction, I need to ask you a question. In what area of your life do you feel you need the most improvement? Personal or expand on that for me? One day soon, you will evolve beyond an inappropriate attachment to material possessions and at last be good. Never. Now then, a brief conversation is customary following the initial service. I haven't seen you around before. New project appointment? Must be an adjustment. All things Earth Directorate. In Arcadia? That's rather. By all means, continue. I'm fascinated to learn the particulars of this little mission of yours. How noble and noteworthy. I was under the impression the Order... We had this well in... You know, I'm actually nearing the end of my shift. If you're amenable to right this way.
No, pero que no robes.
Still too many corporate bootleggers drawing air around.
Madre mía, madre mía. Madre mía.
You must be curious why I asked for such a discreet rendezvous.
Allow me to whet your appetite for I have adequate reason to believe the Order is conducting a mass experiment on the population of Laplace's garden. You might put down your proverbial hand once you hear the Order is not cultivating its perfect, plan-abiding society through careful put bluntly, they're regulating the emotions of everyone in Laplace's garden through drugs in the water supply. I'm limiting my water intake and using other pharmaceuticals to combat the effects. It's not a perfect system, but it works adequately enough. Why would the Order want to create a society of undistractable little academics whose only desire is to advance the plan? I wonder. One could make that argument, and the Order claims the subjects here supposedly consented to participate. But it was begun prior to the schism with the... Regardless, if the Order has made some kind of pharmaceutical breakthrough, imagine how useful it might be to certain parties to know about it in advance. I represent a group of information traders who would pay well to get their hands on a sample of this drug. Interested? So you've heard of us. Good. My primary task has been to watch the Order. But I'm confident my superiors would agree. Physical proof is of far greater value than mere rumor. All you need to do is enter water reconditioning and collect a sample of... Watch the guards patrol. Lately, he's been sitting near the fountains. Whatever you do, be discreet. I can't have any laureates asking questions about me. Outside of work, I have... Let's call it an alternative and I...
¿Por qué no? Aquí uno vale 800. Mira, las armas se venden y las armaduras se desmontan.
You're back. Any luck with the sample? I'm charmed my name was among the first to populate your thoughts. I have some protectorate contacts, and I might be willing to lean my elbow on the scales in your favor. Nothing nefarious, if that's the needle in your conscience. I know that must read as terribly vague to you, but I'm not at liberty to provide more detail than that. Well, I'm not asking you to do something in honest... I represent a group of information traders who would pay well to get their hands on a sample of this drug. No, this is about control. Everything is. Most see this as a war. It follows that a drug capable of suppressing discontent could also be used to suppress great...
Me la pela. Pero va a ser que no, ¿de qué? Si me la pela. ¿Por qué no puedo decir que sí, venga, vale, lo que tú quieras?
You're back. Any luck with the sample? I'm charmed my name was among... I have some protectorate contacts, and I might be willing to lean my elbow on the scales in your favor, but not until after I've acquired my sample. Nothing nefarious, if that's the needle in your conscience. We only mean to study the drug and consider all of its many applications. I know that must read as terribly vague to you, but I'm not at liberty to provide more detail than that. Well, I'm not asked. I represent a group of information traders. No, this is about control. Most see this as a war of survival. It follows that a drug that's your prerogative, of course. The benefits of free will. Until such time as the Order or the Protectorate repossesses it. No, they were grown in the same petri dish. The commonalities remain. If you change your mind, I'll be here.
Pero seguimos igual. Me echa afuera. Cuando voy afuera, no hay nada. Venga, vamos allá. Pero afuera no sé a qué, pero bueno, venga, vamos allá.
Feeling like I could take on the galaxy, Commander. But don't worry, I always got time for you.
¿Quién quiere hablar tanto y desesperadamente? Va a ser la tonta del culo esta.
Commander.
Enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension.
¿Dónde? ¿De dónde es eso?
A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. If you must operate near or adjacent to dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals. So ends this continuing as predetermined. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 weapons.
Voy puestísimo.
Liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Probability and the grand plan.
Vamos, vamos, vamos. Venga. Último directo de The Outer Worlds en Twitch. Que para yo verlo, para estar yo solo mirando, pues era.
There can be no discussion of the grand plan
tampoco
without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics is not
Corre, no mires atrás.
Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly... Let me know when you need a
Es que le arde la cabeza.
100% accuracy. Known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is no. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed of set correlations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty. Tragedy. A horror.
Travesti.
A horror the archive will help us avoid.
Vale, un momento. A horror. Un momento. ¿Pon qué? En el móvil pan. Sigamos.
Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future.
Enough. Guesses are not enough.
Pasar el mapa.
Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions.
Keep those eyes open, soldiers!
Tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Control.
Ding. Ding.
Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
On this electrifying episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we travel well outside our zone of academical comfort. Objectively and verifiably shocking moonscape, where things go chomp and zap in the perpetual night. Experience a surge in stimulation as we visit Praetor, an inhospitable planetoid only made marginally habitable by our grounding station and electrical dispersion lines.
Aquí, guys.
The Elysium moon Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is multifarious to the body. Tidally locked in Elysium's shadow, Praetor suffers a distinct deficit of direct daylight. This unique astronomical arrangement bombards Praetor's surface with low-level N-rays, resulting in a shocking level of atmospheric electricity. I will now pause for a moment to let you appreciate my intentional pun.
El tutor de aquí justo en la zona central.
In case it escapes your attention. Moving on. Only heavily adapted predatory fauna eke out a brutal existence here, relying on their mesmerizing patterns of bioluminescence. We Homo sapiens should responsibly stand no chance. If not for Order astuteness in the field of pharmacology, our grounding station and charge dispersal network mitigate the danger posed by Praetor's persistent electrical storms.
Borrar la asistencia. Creo que te has
A
equivocado
network of
de
lightning rods tie into the central grounding station in a complete.
Ahora me voy a dar ¿Alguno más? Ya estoy viendo que sí.
I don't know you. Go away.
Could have sworn Marisol mentioned having an old contact here on Cloister. Maybe we should come back with her.
I don't know you. Go away.
No me voy. Que no me voy a ir. Que no me voy a ir.
Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts.
I don't know you. Go away.
Objectively, a notable location of scientific
Repetirlo no va a hacer que me vaya.
I don't know you.
Que sí, que sí.
Go away.
Sí, que claro.
This episode post-recording revealed the subterranean grounding network is in fact 307.51 miles of wire instead of 307.47 miles as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact-checking. The responsible researchers have been formally censured.
He encontrado la forma.
Additional erudite entertainment is forthwith. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is
I don't know you. Go away. Go away.
79502.
I don't know you. Go away.
939
Ah, ya entendí.
5105822097.
Ya entendí. Ya entendí. Grande Niles, atento.
How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I?
Aquí no. Hay que llevarle a esta porque a nosotros no nos conoce. Abre y es asquerosa. Lo que hacer es abrirnos. Abre porque no. Bueno, no pasa nada. Venimos. I don't know you. Go. Puta madre. ¿Me recarga el arma? I don't know you. Ah, claro. Es que te daba una.
Is that you?
Te daba una.
Get in here before any more of these
Abre.
hoes show up.
Four, 5, 9, 2, 3, 0, 7, 8. 1, 6, 4, 0, 6, 2, 8, 6, 2, 0, 8. 9, 9, 8, 6, 4, 8,
You're here.
5.
Cromo, niño.
Assuming you're not some sort of
Un
hypnotic mirage or baleful apparition.
¿Qué tal? Ahora sí.
Yes. Should be plenty of wonderfully dangerous items. I thought I would never see you again. It's been what?
¡Haz un mosquito!
19 years? 20?
21 years, 5 months. I've kept up on a few former...
A few? Right. You retain a different admirer in every port, I'm sure. Oh, wait, I'm being rude. Forgive my atrophied social graces. I am Anais Bourgeois. Welcome to...
Sir Anais.
No one's called me that in, well...
You can call me Niles. Rest isn't important just now.
Charmed, I'm sure.
The spread, illnesses...
So nice to see Marisol gaining such interesting friends.
OA archive transcription
Yes.
number 3918-4.
With ample time to think,
Really?
For the record,
That is,
The last 20 years, the Order needlessly, heedlessly stumbled. First, Antes invaded, then the Protector. Had your work continued, I believe we'd have remained closer to our true path. If I had ignored the Council's command, it was a mistake.
If not for you, I'd be dead right now. My research was dangerous. A serious threat to the entire universe. I know this for certain now. I've run the numbers. Repeatedly.
exceeded corporate profits.
To be clear, I didn't complete the research, but I wanted to. I calculated what might occur if my work was completed, and there is a troublingly high statistically I understand how that sounds, but I have spent years checking and rechecking each.
Comes with the job, I'm afraid. Never, Anais. I'm afraid it's not that simple. When we shut, the order stores all avenues of study deemed dangerous near here at a facility in Winter's.
Of all the bureaucratic. No. Winter's grasp is cruel, Maris.
You're asking me to infiltrate a covert installation to destroy something that could likely end the universe. Been years.
I might need a little time to ready this place for unwelcome guests. Wouldn't take long.
No, you should stay.
I foresee a 4.7% chance of me complying with that. But fine, no use arguing.
Which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again...
Por el puente. ¿Sabes? Ir por el puente. Si no, va a estar complicado.
I digress. Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called.
Voy a poner otra radio porque no hace más que hablar.
The PBP
pertinacity you need to succeed. Are you a get up and go getter? Right. Moving on. Next up, something reasonably peppy. Please consult your employee handbook to determine if dancing is presently allowed.
I'm yearning.
Es que explotó una bomba, me cago encima. Son mis víctimas, entiendo yo.
Every last bit of my way, every last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you.
Welcome, intrepid consumer, to Auntie's Choice Territory. Troopers and Winter's Craft way ahead.
Hayes, can you... I've no fair ideas of how to proceed, yes? Can I... It's really...
Sarge, maybe they can help.
And who will pay them for the assistance? You? Very well.
Same sucker, bad habit blocker. It tracks up.
Ever since the attack last night, he's been unresponsive and communicating only in jingle. The artillery bombardment was particularly heavy last night before the assault began. And the rounds shook the ground so Hayes put his hand... We must rouse him back to sanity. He's their sole earner, and should he be discharged... Yes. Well, maybe. They're the kind of sales roles you take when you're young. Sadly, thank you for...
Vaya tela.
Whoa there, go-getter.
¿Qué tal, hombre? Pero, ¿por qué? Pero, ¿por qué? Uy.
Buffer up for a motivating lecture, employees. Just because your antenna reached the top of the
claro, me tengo que infiltrar.
resonate some bottom-rung relatability. Business is much like tossball.
Eso es así, ¿vale? Para que os quedéis con la copla.
Game of inches and foot goals, played with an excess of necessary roughness. And like tossball, there's more than one way to make a killing.
Por aquí.
Why, I was just watching the latest bout between
Pero la cosa no va a
loafers
quedar.
and the zero-G shooters. Just quality cleaving from huck off to the closing steam whistle. And that 20
Mentira.
tackle pilot
Mentira.
tender in the
Mentira.
mid-court restricted zone. I was on the edge of my luxury Sisty-Hide spectation lounger. Not to mention the concession sales. Invasive marketing hucked it out of the arena with their official anti-choice
Pega fuerte la cleptomanía.
Sprat crisp penalty buckets. But I digress. Just as in tossball, we all need to put on our winger face.
No,
Oh, look who finally decided to appear.
Anda. Tarda poco en venir.
Anais. Events prove otherwise, don't they? While you were taking your time arriving, I've grown rather adept at sneaking in and out of these. Peeked around a little. They've conveniently posted signs.
Leave it to the Order to rigorously catalog everything.
Burn down initiation is listed on the top floor.
The research will be in reinforced. I am not.
Fine.
I'll hang back a moment. Wriggling through vents is a
Hay que
young
subir.
person's game after all.
Es 24, pero bueno, yo que es velocidad estoy subiendo de nivel. Toma. Quiero algo más afectivo.
We've got your candy.
That's tobacco.
Taste this candy.
That's tobacco.
If you started young, it's twice the fun.
Stay here. You find a way to disable these fences.
¿Qué pasado, chaval? Y te abra esto. Esto me lo llevo, esto me lo llevo. No. ¡Que no! ¡Que no! Vale, es que no me vais sin cogerlo. Ahí.
Our medical experts recommend you buy a brush and
Aquí no hay... ¡Epa!
you want your candy, delicious candy.
Fuera. Fuera.
Inspiring sponsored content that will boost you to the top rung, plus all the news that's fit for
Todo
listening.
desactivado.
This is wireless free
Fácil.
Stop all your moving and shaking, go-getters. I have news you need to know right now. The space rift has undergone a sudden and rapid intensification in size and vigorousness.
Someone there?
¿Qué tal?
Hello?
Sí, estoy
Help!
aquí. Que sí.
Please!
Que sí.
At the law, somebody came by. I've been rationing my anti-Cleo Borst rockets, and you know what? Your tongue turns black if you eat my concerning, since it's all I have. Boy, am I out of the loop. I cleared, we with a bunch of the others got killed. I got stuck in here.
Hold on. You're not even remotely considering releasing him, are you? A trade secret vulture from Auntie's choice? Free to roam in a building full of order secrets? Just consider for a moment. We're here. I certainly wouldn't want Auntie's choice obtaining research related to cataclysmal ends. At the end of the day, it's just an Auntie's choice auxiliary dabbler. Hardly a cute little woolly cow or something. There's a low probability of that.
I mean...
Do whatever you think is best here. I
promise not to, blow up the universe. Or, what? Can you let me out now, please?
Te voy a liberar, pero como la líes, cargo y te parto la cabeza. Primero te libero y luego te parto la cabeza. Venga, vamos a ver. La lanza.
Phew. Well, that's a relief. No
Be grateful you're not on fire.
Don't have to. This is all the bits I have on. I'll be out of here as soon as it seems safe.
Some greenhorn tripped a valve in a chemical plant gloom. Brown sludge flooded the place. The vat manager chanced to take.
Desuniga. Desuniga, ¿eh? No nada. No nada raro. Desuniga. La conocemos ya. Muy buena. Abre, que no me gusta yo la fotografía. Si no es la puta... Es mejor que esto. Otro cromo, niño. Niño, chico. ¿Y qué quieres? Activar los controles. Vale. Por aquí. A ver qué hay aquí. Fuera. Pero que me escuche. Bueno, no, me escuche. ¿Te vas a sacar ahí?
I'll be out of here as soon as it seems safe.
Esta planta más parece esto James Bond.
Who left this vent open? Security around here was tighter in my day.
De 17. Ya te dan ahí por el... Ya te piden cerrajería 17 ya para darte por donde cabe, por donde no cabe.
The real reason wireless free Arcadia exists. Advertising.
Tírate de 17.
Your coworker rivals get sleepy after consuming a full meal.
Que no he terminado, que no he terminado. Pues nada, vale.
Did I read that correctly?
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we've got company in the form of an Auntie's Choice patrol.
Don't shoot! Like she said, I'm just here to talk. No, we're not exactly friends at present. Believe I've pieced together what you all are up to here. And I am willing to offer a mutually beneficial arrangement. Why, you did indeed. Spied the signs on the way up. Our team has a keen interest in much of the research stored here. But cataclysmic ends? Which I presume... Don't like the sound of that at all. By all means, burn every...
The idea of any Order research falling into Auntie's Choice hands is utterly abhorrent to me. I advise...
I could hear that, you know. Hoping she's not your main negotiator here. Oh, nothing particularly heinous. We may conceivably utilize some information...
Can't really predict how Auntie's Choice would market heretical miscellany. But I could easily foresee them rushing detrimental cognitive enhancers to market.
Suppose I'd be reasonably happy with that. Some claim these
No me apaga el
mental
móvil.
recreations possess untapped commercial potential. I accept. If it's all the same to you, I'll just dawdle here while you complete the process. You know, in case you change your mind.
I'll prep the burners and make sure we have no more visitors.
¿Apagado? ¿Qué ha pasado? Sí.
Burners are lit. Control board is activated. Commence the burn down process.
Pero cállate, pero ¿por qué me pones? No. Para. Pum. También esto. Para. Aquí. No entendí yo. That's the Baku. That's the Baku.
I know all Arcadia.
Well then, that seems sufficient. No half measures from the Order. Say what you will about the...
Excellent. Well, a deal's a deal. Meet me.
And all Auntie's Choice receives from it all. Well, that should decimate Auntie's Choice productivity for the...
My original notes and research are burnt to a crisp.
I'm sorry, but I saw on the terminal that an external party gained authorization to study it. There's at least one set of... Give me some time.
What do you need from...
To go on and live your life. Around other people, not holed up in a dilapidated shack.
You can't possibly expect to leave.
Why don't we burn that bridge when we get to it? We still need to get out of here first.
If there's a cost you can't complete.
Carbonizado, niño. Ahora.
I can
Hay que hablar con esta. Porque tengo 17. Ahora que ver. 17 inhaladores.
Pleasure doing business with you. I can't wait to
Be sure to try it. Should be right engaging. For anyone with a little grip.
Huh. We deeply appreciate your assistance in further expanding the ever-growing Auntie's Choice proprietary...
Suppose this is goodbye. Made it here before you all. Been interesting to see you.
So we're good?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but good as ever. Don't think I don't see what you're doing. A new cause comes up, whoever you are.
Goodbye, Anais. Yes, she's every bit as keen-edged. Anais snuck something by me again, didn't she? I suppose you remain on my good side.
She's just the best choice.
May the plan favor us.
Bueno, vámonos con cuidado,
Rings
claro.
of Elysium, from the boardroom to the bottle
Ya le da por el
rung.
lado.
This is wireless free
Vamos a
Arcadia,
hacerlos.
official frequency of Auntie's Choice.
Greetings to our Order of the Ascendant listeners. We here at Auntie's Choice have the same sensibilities as you in the Order, and we wish for you to join forces with
Vamos allá afuera,
us. We all want what's best, and we aren't satisfied by what nature has produced.
Opa.
Let's
Hop,
do better
hop.
together.
Oh, there, go getter. Ahora sí, ¿no? Hijo de...
Do it. Now for something a little different, tonally, if not thematically.
De una madre.
Shake a tough day that you wanna forget. Wake the
Rápido.
next morning, not a trace of regret when you drink purple-berry tequila.
La incógnito. Y hasta aquí el capítulo número 10. Último en Twitch, seguramente. Último en Twitch, porque para los que vean esto en YouTube no se omite nadie. Así que, fuera. Fuera Twitch. Se acabó Outer World 2. Se acabó. Al principio tenía gente, había alguno. Ya son 4 días seguidos de Outer Worlds en los que estoy yo solo, así que fuera. Lo que no funciona se va. Punto. No hay más. Así que nada. Nos vemos mañana. Bueno, en un rato. Puede que en un rato. Así que nada. Nos vemos en un rato. Ah.